Hey, what is up everybody? Today I want to start a tag within the community, and I was inspired by Jim Zub. Jim Zub did a hashtag for comics, basically asking what four comics influenced you to read comics, collect comics and stuff like that. And the response was overwhelming. Like on Twitter, it was one of the top trending hashtags for quite a while. So I was inspired by him. Jim Zub is the creator of Wayward, and also he's doing a ongoing with Gail Simone. It was like Conan and Red Sonja. So I was inspired by him to do one for the community, and it's not going to be hashtag for comics. It's going to be hashtag for comic creators. Now, there's going to be two questions that I want you guys to answer. I'm going to answer these questions myself, and then I'm going to tag 3 people to answer these questions, and hopefully it spreads throughout the community. And I'm going to keep a playlist to track everyone who's participated. And yeah, so let's get started here with the questions. So we got 2 questions I want you guys to answer. The first question is pretty obvious. Who are 4 comic creators that influenced you into collecting and reading comic books? So give me 4 comic creators, whether it be artists, writers, letterers, colorists, just 4 creators. And the second question, which is kind of a piggyback to the first one, for each creator you name, give 1 to 2 examples of work that you've really enjoyed, whether it be a series, of issue, just something like that. Just to shed some light for the creator, and if anyone is interested in any creator that you choose, it gives them a sort of a direction to go to of what stories to look out for and check out. So alright, so those are basically the 2 questions. Pretty simple, huh? So let's get to answering. So my 4 comic creators. When I first, it's been, okay, I haven't been collecting comics for a long time. I started in 2012. So I'm basically almost 3 years in, and I still feel like a noob. But these are 4 creators that really influenced me. First, Brian K. Vaughan. Basically, with Saga, it was my first, creator-owned comic that I got into, that I heavily got into on a monthly basis, and it was one of the first comics that I really just cared about. Like I invested myself in the characters, and the story was enriching. And it's one of the books I really wanted to start picking up on a monthly basis. Also with Brian K. Vaughan, Y the Last Man, fantastic story. I read that after reading Saga. I want to know more. I want to read more Brian K. Vaughan. So I checked the internet and saw that Y the Last Man was one of his top stories, and I read that through the library, and just fantastic stuff by Brian K. Vaughan. So that's my first creator. Second, Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison wrote my favorite Superman story of all time, All-Star Superman. Last year, the community did a review on the whole story, which was awesome. It's one of the highlights of my of me being on YouTube, just being a part of that. And Action Comics was one of the first DC comics that I picked up on a monthly basis, and it was written by Grant Morrison. So he's been a big part of he's been a big part starting comics, just reading just Superman stuff, and with All-Star Superman, Action Comics, and I've also got to see some of his other work. So yeah, Grant Morrison. Also, he's doing Multiversity. I completely forgot about that. Like, Multiversity is something you should definitely check out too. I know I'm like breaking my question right now by giving like 3 examples, but Multiversity is something you guys should check out also. It's one of the stuff he's doing right now. The third creator is Scott Snyder. Along with Saga by Brian K. Vaughan, American Vampire by Scott Snyder really opened me to creator-owned work. And, you know, it was one of the stories that I really got invested in as well, with characters like Pearl, and just the whole American history mixed with vampires was just really, really awesome. I enjoyed it. And also Scott Snyder and Batman. You know, I picked up Death of the Family. I started with Death of the Family, but I also read his Black Mirror stuff that he did on Detective, and his Court of the Owls, which was, you know, some of my favorite Batman stories. So yeah. And finally, my last creator that influenced me was Mark Waid, and his stuff on Daredevil was so good. I was so late to it. I picked it up issue 21, and ever since then I've been such a fan. I know he is ending his run pretty soon, but it's definitely something that you guys should check out. And Superman Birthright. Um, you know, Mark Waid is openly a huge Superman fan, and just for him writing the story was awesome. You know, really one of those underrated stories about Superman, and definitely it changes a little bit of his origin, but in a way that's really enjoyable. So yeah, so those are my 4 comic creators: Brian K. Vaughan, Grant Morrison, Scott Snyder, and Mark Waid. So I have to tag 3 people to spread this tag to. So I choose host of CBRT Comic Book Roundtable, Oddfellows Thoughts. I tag you for hashtag 4comiccreators. Next, I'm going to tag Wednesday Serial, Matt. You are up. And finally, I'm going to tag one of my, one of the guys who started to get me into comics. One of my close friends in real life. Here where I live. Neil, I'm going to tag you to do this video here. Do this tag. He's 1/4 of the Anything Comics show that I used to do. He really got me into comics. He got me into a comic store, and I've always, now I'm a regular, and now I have a pull list and stuff like that. So he's really one of the first guys to actually get me into comics and stuff. So those are the 3 people that I choose. Hopefully you guys do a video and spread the tag along. I am so excited and also nervous about this. But I hope to see everyone try it out. I really want to know everyone's influences on their comic collecting and stuff, and I think it's just really cool to know more about you guys and gals. So thank you guys for watching. I'll definitely be checking out your videos this week, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.